Okay, this is where we're undertaking this experiment. That's the Mediterranean over there, in the far distance, the Atlas Mountains of northern Africa. And there's the mountain above me. This is the house. More mountains. And right at the top, you can see, just kind of poking out up there, is the storage tank. There's one of them there. There's two up there. They're 3,000 litres each. Right, so created this little chap here, and using the wood was pretty essential. Screw it in the centre, and then you can start with just one piece, not a cross, and roll them around, standing on them as you do it, and then intermittently screw them down to hold it all together. The second of the pieces of wood to make the cross was put in when it got to about here, and then it was getting a bit unruly and it needs to be held down in 4 places rather than just 2. Right, I've connected up an output there. It's connected very temporarily to a hose, which is here, that then goes to the output at the bottom here, and there's an underground pipe that works its way up to the top of the mountain there. This is the idea of putting the plastic tubes on top of rusty metal, or maybe painted black metal. This is the temperature. It's rising to 112 now, and the thermometer isn't the right type really. It's not in direct contact with the metal, but that's quite a high temperature for the pipes to sit on. It's certainly too hot to touch. The temperature away from the rusty spade is getting on for 90-ish, I suppose, on top of the gravel. Okay, so after about 10-15 minutes, the pipes they're hot. I mean, you can just about keep your hands on them, and the water temperature, it says there that it's going up to 105-ish, so obviously it's working, it's heating up the water nicely. I'd certainly like to see what it's like on top of some hotter surface like rusty metal or dark metal. Just testing the sort of quantity of flow that comes out. This water is far too hot to put your hands in. I mean, that is really getting hot now. So letting it flow like this, that's 110 degrees, 111. And as I say, this thermometer isn't particularly accurate, 112. You'd have to add a fair bit of cold water to that, and I would have thought that this is just after 10-15 minutes of exposure to the sun. If this water had now, through some sort of thermostatic valve, been fed off to the storage device, as Delta Cat very sensibly suggested, then you really would have some serious hot water that would last right through the night. In fact, it would probably last for, if you had it properly insulated, it would probably last for 24 hours or so. Now that is up to 114, so I suppose just with that you're quarter of a way through a shower, I suppose. The cold water from the gravity-fed storage tanks at the top is pushing this heated water along. 113 now, so it's dropping slightly. There's probably some cold water starting to mix in. I know that there's more pipiness on here, including also the yellow pipe, so that will be heating. It's dropping down slightly now. I can feel it's dropping down slightly. 112. Still far too hot to put your hands in. And remember, this is only from 80 metres of 25mm tube, and that's 25mm external diameter. Internal diameter, I think it's 3.5mm it says for the walls, so that's 7 off, so that's 18. So a radius of 9mm. Do the maths. 106 now. Yeah, you can just about Keep your hands in that. 103, 102. That's getting on for blood temperature now. And that's dropping down now, 90, 97. Still a good shower temperature. Okay, that's the first stage of the experiment over, I guess. So we've been able to produce some sort of solar coil, been able to test that indeed the temperature does get to a very usable temperature, and the next stage will be setting it up so that it's out of the way of everything, and probably having it up here somewhere so that it can be gravity fed down to the house. The problem we're going to have, of course, is where to store it once it comes down here, but that's the next stage.